And my name is DJ, and I'm the online worship director here at Mosaic Church. And today I am joined by the OGs of Mosaic Church. They are here to talk to us about the importance of fellowship. So before we start, I just want to introduce you to everyone out there watching.
Yes, hi, my name is Carmen Kirkpatrick, and I've been attending Mosaic for just about 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Connie Garrett, and I've been attending Mosaic before we actually started during the launch team. And I can't believe we're getting ready to do another launch. Didn't see that one coming.
Amen.
I was at a church that was kind of falling apart at this time that Mosaic started, and I came over with my son to help him plug into something, and I fell in love with it even more than he did, although he's falling in love too.
I am Robin Lang. My family and I have started attending Mosaic. I think they were 3 weeks in at the Green, and we have just loved it. We've dove in, and we couldn't have found a better church.
Hey everybody, hi, I'm Benita Harris, and I've been going to Mosaic ever since about the second week.
Hey.
So about 3 years.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Walter, but because there are 5,000 Stephanies at Mosaic, my friends call me Hope. Like Connie, I came over from Ginghamsburg on the launch team and never looked back.
Hi, so I'm Wanda Wilson, and I started at Mosaic around January 2018.
So you guys have been here probably the longest out of everybody, right? And when did you connect? When did you decide that there was a special relationship between you all?
I was really going through some things, and basically it was August of 2019. It was around that time I was just really struggling with feeling really lonely and isolated, and feeling like I was going through a lot of things. You know, I have a very strong relationship with God, but I felt like I was going through them, alone without a good social network. And I had only been going to Mosaic, a few months at that point, and I didn't know people very well, but God just kept telling me to reach out and make connections, to just reach out and connect to people. And so I went on Facebook, on Messenger, and I just, it was August of 2019, and I just started putting people's names in Messenger, adding them to a group. I just named it Ladies Group, and I added a bunch of people's names and just told them that I was really hoping to make some connections and hoping that we could all, connect together. And so it started from there. But these, ladies that are right here is the group that we just began connecting, and we have a group chat basically on the phone, and we communicate every day.
So remember, we had Bible study, and we had that prayer circle.
Oh, yeah.
After the Bible study.
Right.
And I think that was a big part of us connecting, because we prayed together for quite a while in the circle when everybody's ready to leave. They were cleaning up. And it's like, okay, it's time for y'all to go. But we had a good time praying.
Yes.
So it started with a need for connection and then grew into Bible study and prayer. So it was a personal connection with each other, and then you roped in a connection with God altogether. That's pretty incredible.
So it was Bible study, and it was service, things that we did to serve together that started, for me, some of those relationships.
I was going through some emotional things, some very trying emotional things from a relationship. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for these ladies rallying around me, praying for me, having that shield of protection and sisterhood, I don't know where I would be. And that was when I started opening up, because I'm the type of person, I'll be around people and I'm nice and funny. but I don't get close to people. And it was when I opened up about all the chaos and things that I was going through. That's when I put my shields down and was like, oh my God, there's a sisterhood here. They're rallying with me. They're supporting me. And it was such a trying time in my life that I don't know where I would be without them praying and supporting me and being there when things were just going to pot crazy.
We supported you, but I think that the actions that we took made us stand for how much we cared.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember the night you were washing your hair and we were just freaking out because you weren't answering your phone and we thought you were in danger. We were calling the police. And you were like, I was just washing my hair. I was like, oh.
We were calling Roz and Wayne at like 10 o'clock at night. I mean, we had this whole group chat going on, and it was like, we haven't heard from her. Does anyone know where she lives? And so then it was kind of like, all right, guys, we need to learn like who each other are. But we
brought the mascot. I have the mascot, just so you know. Tom is the OG mascot, okay? Okay.
Yes, Tom said that he really loved, our group and the connection we had with each other. And, and he wanted to be a part of it. And so we said, you can be the mascot. But the one thing, like, we have helped each other through births and through deaths and through people by
marriages,
through marriages, divorces, relationships breaking up, like
bar exams.
Oh yeah, bar exams. Like, and so we're like at this point, and this is not something, I don't think any of us could have foreseen happening with all of us, but like we are a consistent support with each other. And like I said, we communicate every day, and anytime anything's going on, like we don't hesitate to reach out and to let each other know. And of course we have plenty of good times together too.
First of all, I'm so thankful for you guys. You really are just making my heart happy. I'm just saying, like, this is so much fun. So we all know we're in a pandemic right now, right? And it started last year and the movie theater shut down. And I know that being together at church was probably a nice time for you guys to see each other. And then you decided to meet in the parking lot of the church and have your own. Please tell me about that. Please tell me.
Well, the very first Sunday that there wasn't church at church, I think at least 4 of us got together in Robin's basement. And watched it on her big screen. And she had a fire, and Tom played guitar along, and it was just like it was like the most beautiful thing.
And I brought the mat.
Right, and Carmen was making masks. So then we kept wanting to meet, but we knew we shouldn't be indoors together. So we decided that we wanted some more togetherness. And so, I don't know, we just started showing up in the church parking lot with our lawn chairs. And
then, the police came.
Yeah, the police came.
Right.
That's right. And we'd bring donuts or,
coffee.
One time Connie brought Cheez-Its because it was communion. And sometimes Wanda would bring gifts for us, or we kept it up until the church started meeting. We tried to meet someplace for donuts and coffee. And church.
What does fellowship mean to you guys? What does this relationship, if you could put into words this group of women, this relationship and the fellowship that you've shared, what does that mean to you? Or what would you say about that?
I would say it is connection, and it's a quick lifeline to a sister if you need prayer, if you need somebody to give you advice, if you got questions about this, that, and the other, because we talk about a lot of different topics, a lot of different concerns, and sometimes silly things, but a lot of times serious things. And so for me, it's that connection and lifeline and community is really important. And so sometimes it's related to Bible study or church and or other issues going on in the world.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is really, this group is, I mean, Wanda and I are the only two that are married. And, and I do have, somebody home with me, but this pandemic has really made me lonely. I mean, but having my group of sisters that I could, text or, I could cry to, that, my Sundays, my church, it's my community, and I miss it. I've really been missing it. But it's really good having you guys here.
So speaking of that, what would life be like? I know Carmen and Danita, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what do you think life would be like without fellowship, without this relationship that you've cultivated?
I know for me, I would be flat out lonely. I've always been a very closed off person, even though I laugh and I joke and everything, I don't open up. And the ladies know this. I've never been a person to open up and to open up to what, 5, 6 of y'all. I've never really done that. But they make me feel so loved and comforted that sometimes I just spill out everything. It's like a word salad. I'm just telling everything now because I've held so much in for so long. So it's just like, oh. But I know, and I just moved into my house and I'm by myself. So I know I would be lonely without them. And I was so happy with my job, I call it, of being a greeter at church. I miss it. Even though I don't open up to people, it was a thing of me talking to people and saying hi and shaking hands and hugging. And I don't know when I'll be able to do that. So for me, I do miss that fellowship. Even outside of our ladies group, I miss that because greeting was very important to me. I took it seriously. I was like, hey, yeah, I gotta be there. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be shaking hands, saying hi, telling babies and seeing babies like, oh, you're so beautiful. I really honestly miss it. I miss the time of talking with Robin because I would get my coffee and we'd be talking, I had to make sure I got my coffee with Robin. So without these ladies, the loneliness I'm afraid that I would be feeling, I don't want to imagine, and I don't have to because these ladies are
right.
I would say, in all reality, and I think a few of us have said this, that some of us can't even imagine where we would be right now if we didn't have this group with each other. Because some of us were going through some extremely dark, unimaginable times, things that we never thought would happen to us. And I just can't even imagine where I would be.
Amen. You guys are incredible. I am so thankful that you shared your collective story with us, with me. I can't thank you enough. It really means a lot that I got to step into your OG world. I hear OGs all the time. Everywhere somebody is mentioning the OGs. So I find it an honor to get the OGs together and have you guys all to myself, the original gangsters.
There aren't a lot of people who can hang with this level of connectedness.
Ooh, that's a good one.
speaking of level of connectedness, I don't think I've shared this with everyone, but last summer I was with one of my daughters, and every, 30 seconds it seemed like I was getting this ding, 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 ding. And she says, "Who is texting you all the time?" And it's like, that's the church ladies, So then I decided to turn my ringer off on this group because it's intense.
It can get up to over 100.
I would just say for other people, or especially women, because women tend to have a hard time getting together and forming deep, intimate relationships with each other. I would say men do too, but I would say for people just to reach out and make those connections and don't wait for other people to do it first. That's
Good
just
advice.
kind of, something I would say is, and pray, if people feel like they are missing out on connections with each other, to make sure you're praying over it and asking God to help you and give you the direction to go to, begin fellowship with other people.
And I think being open to your timing and being open to meeting new people and letting new people in, and even if you maybe think that you don't have anything in common with these other people, seeking out people that don't look like you or that have different experiences or different backgrounds. I was not a year earlier, I was not ready for a relationship with 6 other women because I was in a relationship. I was in a normal, regular relationship with one other man. I mean, one man. And so, I all this, but they came along at exactly the time that I needed them to. And so,
those relationships were being built before you broke up, and it was
right.
like that was in place.
Exactly. God sent these ladies to me at the very moment when I needed them.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I had met Carmen a month before I ended a 10-year relationship. And I think Danita and I know Danita and I had somehow randomly decided to go to Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
Like that summer. And I don't know that we'd said anything to each other except hi when she was the greeter. And somehow we decided to eat dinner. And of course, because I'm the total opposite of Danita, I told you my entire life story. They know. That's what I do.
She was so good at her greeter job that you had to have dinner with her.
I know. Exactly. I don't know how we ended up on text, just or Messenger or something. So
random.
It was like just the most random thing that I even ended up having dinner with her, much less that now it's like everything.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I really, really, really appreciate it. Please invite me to some of the stuff because I want to be an OG too, especially when you start going to the theater and all that. But thank you again so much. I really appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. God bless you.